This content is brought to you by Scouts, the strongest Salesforce hub in the Nordics and Poland, bringing tech solutions to Danish banks.
I think we can start the presentation. So I am really happy to see you here, Mateusz, also because I know you very well from our online events, and this is the first time I believe that we can listen to your presentation on our on-site events. So guys, I am very, very pleased to introduce our last speaker, who has a great 15 plus years of experience in Salesforce. He teaches you guys not only through his presentations, but also through his co-authored books. Salesforce CRM Administration Handbook is the title of the book that he co-authored. I believe you will tell us a bit more about that in your presentation. Some myth busting ahead of us. So please give a warm welcome to our last speaker today, Mateusz Twaroz.
Hello, hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, you can hear me, I can hear myself. So, I just, in the first step, I'd like to thank Paweł to invite me over here. Every single that kind of event when I'm here, you know, in front of us, it's always exciting, but so freaking nervous. So, sometimes might be some kind of gaps or something, so please be gentle for me. So, today we will talk about the starting point, the admins. Because most of our jobs, for example, myself, I've started from the admins. So today, there will be a Salesforce Admin Mythbusters Halloween edition. We will talk about all of the myths about admins, about the people who are doing the configuration inside the Salesforce. And let's start. So the agenda is pretty simple. 3 steps. Introduction, so this one is almost over. Then myths and facts, and the QA part. So, I'm Mateusz Twaroz. Like for the foreigners, a very tough and difficult surname. So Matt Cottage Cheese always is the best solution for them. But yeah, for all of the people, Matt, it's always. So I'm a dad, I'm a husband. My daughter knows what I'm doing. Probably, because once when I came to her lesson, the small guys asked me, "Hey, so what are you doing?" And she shouted, like, "He's doing Salesforce." So yeah, as you can see, she knows Salesforce because I bought her Astro. So, and I'm reading her like trailheads on the good night stories. About my experience. So with IT, I started like 15 years ago. And then somewhere I saw Salesforce. And some of my friends told me, yeah, go for it. You are some dumped, so you don't need to code. You can just drag and drop, and that will be all. So for me, it was like perfect solution. So I've started to research, started doing the trailheads, first job with the Salesforce, and then I'm here. So currently I'm working in VRP Consulting. I'm a head of QuickStart, so it's like a pretty small and pretty quick, like the name, projects which can be done within like 1.5 months. And we're doing it for greenfields, for SMBs. And my favorite area of the business is NGOs. So I'm working many times with charities, with the organizations, non-profit organizations. So it's wonderful work because they are always telling how wonderful the configuration was done. So yeah, that's me. Let's go to the next thing. So yeah, as it was mentioned, I wrote a book with my friend Krzysiek Nowacki. He asked me to say his name 3 times, so Krzysiek Nowacki. We were writing this one for 1 year. 1 year. So you can imagine my family when I told like, hey, I'm close to the end, and they were like, yeah, finally. So we've done it, and it's an amazing feeling to have your own book on your shelf. So if you would like to buy, it's on the Amazon, it's on the publisher website. So over there, you can find it, you can buy it, and then if it's okay, you can put a feedback. If it's not, please do not. All right. So Could you please raise your hand if someone is admin over here? Okay, 1, 2. Okay, yeah, a lot. And okay, and who is a admin and ended like a humanist studies? Okay, yeah, 2 people. Yeah, the same for me. I've started to be a physiotherapist, but it was not my kind of job. Then I've started to work as not work, but study the cultural studies. And it was quite okay, but when I came to my first job with the Salesforce, I asked like all of my friends, and they were like, all right, here's a cinematography, here is some kind of cultural studies, and that kind of things that, as you can see, admin is a job where you can use your every single skill. So, okay, if we have admins over here, I think it's a good topic. So, the first myth, that the Salesforce admin only enter data. In one of my projects, I have a lot of my colleagues who were doing only the data import work. So they went through the whole tables, checking, okay, the date is wrong, something is wrong, okay, in the checkbox, there is no false, it's just a blank field, so I need to add false, and many of these jobs, which is, to be honest, repetitive, of course. But they've done something more. So admin is not the person who is doing the job with the data only, but it's doing the configuration, of course. And it's not like that you will spend your whole time as an admin, because you can go to the consulting, you can go to the developer path, you can do something much more. Like you can be a head of the department and go up. I think we are here because we like Salesforce. All right, sometimes we hate it when we're getting some kind of bugs in the flows or something totally unexpected. But most of us, we like Salesforce, we know Astro, we know all of this Ohana stuff and everything else. So that's why I think this building our skills is pretty important, and tell our users that, okay, we're not only the guys who are doing the data stuff. You can always ask us. Of course, as well, it depends on the strategy of the company or the department, because sometimes it might be connected only with the data. But many times you can upskill yourself to add something more to your role. The second myth. So, Salesforce admin don't need programming. I was thinking like that, yeah, and unfortunately, it was a huge mistake. Yeah, I'm not a coder. My coding skills are somewhere over here, so you can imagine how difficult for me it was understand how the validation rules are working at the beginning. I was doing the mathematic tests in my school, writing poems, because I was so dumb in that. So yeah, my teacher told to my mom that it's great that we have calculators everywhere, so I'm able to count anything. So validation rules, the formulas, right now even the flows, we need to know the basics. But we don't need to be developers. If we will have the skills of the developer, then we will be a developer, not an admin. So, as you can see, every single time you can tell that, right, but you hired me on this position, and I don't have skills of develop something, write an Apex, write anything else. You can always tell and ask your senior colleagues, developers, anyone else who can help you. Because that's your job description. You can always check your contract and check your job description. Of course, if you're assigned that you are the developer or admin with the developing skills, then you're screwed. But in this case, you can always ask your colleagues. Okay, the next one. So, the Salesforce is only for the large companies. Right here, I'm touching a little bit this is my department, because many times I can hear that Salesforce is only for the big, huge companies. It's not true. I'm doing a lot of, in a year, a lot of quick starts for my clients. These guys are coming to us and tell, all right, I don't know, we have that kind of amount of money. Could you please bring us something really simple, something what will not overwhelm our users? And we're telling, yeah, let's jump on a call. Let's take the requirements. We'll build for you something like a design. Then you'll accept it, and we can start the configuration. So in this case, if we are talking about the normal sales companies for the Sales Cloud or small service desks, more about like a help using the emails or something like that, or you are the small non-profit organization, it's not a problem. You can always use it. Believe me that most of the NGOs organizations, they have their data inside the spreadsheets. And it's when I ask them, like, hey, could you please bring me like a clean data to import? It's the longest part of the implementation. They are spending on that like 2 months, going step by step. And when we are telling them, all right, so we can do this validation, we can do this automation, we can set up the reminders, anything else, then they are like, oh gosh, it's a new world. And we've been working with the organizations who are in total maybe 10 person. So 10 users, and they have like a pretty awesome organizations. Like, for example, Life Center. Life Center is an organization from the UK where they are helping with the sexual abuse victims. And they wanted to have the form inside the Salesforce who is taking the risk of the suicides. So we've built it for them. And right now their job is much, much quicker. And yeah, they like Salesforce. And they are like a 8 people organization, but they are able to use Salesforce. And of course, what is really important that for NGOs, there is a 10 free licenses. So if you know any kind of NGO who would like to have a Salesforce, just go for them. Just tell them that it's like a 10 free licenses. You can have this pretty advanced spreadsheets. All right. So the fourth one. Salesforce Admin is a one-person job. I think you might heard that a lot. Because, all right, so what you have, you can just, I don't know, reset the password, change the labels, add some kind of values in a pick list. What else? Yeah, but every single time when you were going over here, you need to log in, you need to change it. If, of course, you are not working on a production, you need to deploy it to the production, you need to check it, test it. Then the QA is coming back to you that, all right, you've put it with the small letter and it should be with the big letter, and much, 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 much more questions. So with this small ticket, which is like a small change, it's not the 15 minutes. It might be a 2-3 hours, because there is a lot of things around this one user story. So, in my opinion, admin is not a one-person job, because, of course, if we are talking about the smaller ones, where we have like 10 users, then it's fine. You're able to handle with this job because they are not so aggressive with the requirements, and they are coming to you with, okay, can we change this template? Can we change this one? And you can do it with the whole week. It's fine. But if it's a big organization, if it's like a corporation or something enterprise, then you need to have dedicated team. So never think that you need to handle that, because yeah, it's a team. Many times we are working with the developers. Many times we are working with the PMs, DMs. So the team is handling with many times with the Salesforce department in the specific companies. Ooh, okay, I need to take a breath. Yeah, Salesforce Admin certification. Who has it? Yeah, for me it was pain in the but I spent so much time, and without any kind of experience, it was so tough for me to understand it, because it was like, Okay, I think I read about that, but what it was, for what is that? And it was somewhere at the beginning of my work with Salesforce. There were not associates, there was not certifications like AI associate, nothing. It was the first one was admin. So it was like you know, first day on a college where you need to you need to be tough or like in the military. So this first certification was, for myself, I think the toughest one. The second one was for non-profit, so I can compare this both. However, many times I can see that the people with the developer skill or with the experience, like I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, they are starting with the admin certificate. And it's pretty okay. It's okay because the certifications are not our, I don't know, like a glory wall with all of the medals. No, many times we need to show our skills. For example, in my team, admin team, there is one person who lost their job in the COVID situation. He had like a pretty good company with the taxes, and it was marvelous. So then he went to the Heineken when they were checking the movement of the mouse. So when we were talking about Salesforce, he was like always, you know, moving the mouse, and I was like, man, what is going on? Don't ask, don't ask. So we gave him a chance. Right now, this person is almost every single month getting an email with congratulations that is great, the users loves him. Many times this person is getting some kind of bonuses because of his great work. So that what we mentioned with Krzysiek, it's the third time when I mentioned, that what we told, that many times you need to give a chance to the person. So if over here, there is someone connected with the recruitment team, give a chance to the juniors because they don't need certifications. They need to be, many times we are overwhelmed by Salesforce because we are living with this one day by day, day by day. And the fresh guys, the fresh people with Salesforce always more excited about work. They want to do it. They want to learn something new. So when they will learn that, for sure, they will pass the certification of Salesforce Admin. The Salesforce Admin don't impact the business result. Who thinks that it's true? Okay, no hands up. Nice. Yeah, the Salesforce Admin is the closest person to the users many times. Because the Salesforce admins many times are working in a help desks, are working close to the configuration. They know what they are configuring. So for example, if they are configuring the path, they know that, all right, so after this one, we have this stage and this stage and this stage. But maybe with the experience from the, I don't know, studies from the previous work, it was working well in the other company, so maybe we should somehow impact it. So for sure, Salesforce Admin have this impact on the business results. Because when the user from the finance is coming and tell, all right, this integration with, I don't know, financial system like Jedox is not working well, then the marketing team is coming, hey man, something is not working with my Pardot, for example. I don't know that these names are right now different, but let's stay with Pardot. And someone else is coming from the service desk like, hey, I cannot answer the users. So they are coming back to me and they are asking for that. I don't know what to say. Okay, so we need to implement the knowledge base. So when we will implement the knowledge base, then we can start to work, for example, on the agent force and that kind of thing. So you are the admins are the first guys who are taking the feedback from the users. And it's great because you can, as an admin, you can go to your manager, you can go to the developer and provide this feedback. If you will provide this feedback, then it will be much, much easier for the users to work with the system. And on the other hand, the company will work better Because I saw so many times that when the orgs were the adaptation of the users were on the 0% because the system was done terribly and there was nothing. Like, okay, yeah, we've done the customization of the fields. Yeah, hackermans, yeah? No, it's not like that. So, for sure, if the user is, if the admin is hear a lot from the users, the admin should provide this feedback to the, I don't know, during the brainstorming, during anything. Do not be afraid of that. And the Salesforce admin only solve technical problems. Of course, it's not a problem to solve the technical problems, because you can always tell it's weird. On my side, it's working well. So, but you can always go and check not only the technical problems, because many times there is like an old lady who don't know how to use Salesforce, and she needs just a person who will take her hand, of course virtually, and tell about, okay, so you need to go here, you need to click here, then the opportunity will appear, magic, and it's pretty easy to be human in the work. So for sure, it's not only the technical problems. The Salesforce admins are like a small superheroes in the organizations, because they are providing many times some kind of guidance for the users. And Salesforce admin must be an IT genius and have an IT education. Of course, not like that what we covered at the beginning. Many of the people who are connected with the Salesforce, who are an admins or the humanists, or the people who are more involved into an art. I heard about a lot of people who were in a band. I was playing in a band. A lot of musicians, a lot of painters, a lot of people who are like very open-minded. So they don't need to be only an IT. So many times when I think like half a year ago, I went to Lublin to the event called IT Connect. It was for the kids. And some of the young people, like the teenagers, came to me and said, like, all right, so yeah, this Salesforce, what is Salesforce? So I told them, okay, but I need to be an IT master. And I was like, no, you don't need to be. You don't need to be. Just check the trailheads. Just check some kind of knowledge. It might be really helpful for you to understand what is going on with that, because with the clicks, with some kind of logic, you can set up a pretty good system. And that's all. Do you have any questions?
If you do have any questions, please raise your hand so that I can see you guys and join you with a microphone. But I guess the myths that you brought today were busted so well that there are no questions, really? Okay, then thank you very, very much. A round of applause for our speaker. Oh, no. Yeah, Paweł, I think you will need to wait with this one. Oh, okay, maybe we can do the Q&A, the small Q&A afterwards, after we say goodbye to you guys, because I think we have a question. Okay.